I practiced constantly air rolling every day for a month so that you don't have to. In this video, I'm going to lay out the practice methods that benefited me the most throughout the month. Don't worry, I'll cover them in order from most to least basic. Before this month, I mostly used airroll to make minor adjustments for shots or recoveries, but I did occasionally throw full spins in. With this experience, I thought learning to constantly airroll wouldn't be too hard. I was wrong. After swallowing my pride and realizing this was going to be harder than I thought, I made my first good training choice: slow-mo. Practicing in slow motion was easily the most beneficial thing for me in the early days of training. There are two ways to practice in slow-mo. If you play on PC, you can use Bacchus mod to make micro adjustments to the speed of the game, which works great for slowly building up speed. No need to worry if you're on console though. Y'all can practice in an exhibition match with the slow-mo mutator on. If you do it this way, I highly recommend going to the pillars map and making figure eights around the course like you see me doing on screen. Tip number 2 is to control your car only when it is facing in a normal direction. By that, I just mean control your car only when it is facing like it is in this clip, with the wheels facing forward and the roof of your car facing your camera. This is much easier than moving your stick every time that you want to change your directions, but it's also much slower. To be clear, you shouldn't always be doing this and you shouldn't practice this way forever, but it worked great for me as a stepping stone to better control. Practicing this way gave me a much stronger sense of how long a full rotation of my car took. Over time, you can begin to try controlling your car when it is facing normal and backward, essentially doubling how frequently you make adjustments. Depending on how much you've practiced flying upside down or sideways, making adjustments outside of when your car is facing normal may prove very difficult, which leads me to my third point. My third practice tip is very simple. Practice controlling your car upside down and sideways without air rolling at all. Get comfortable with flying in any position so that when your car is constantly changing positions, you still know how to control it. For reference, here's some clips of me doing the rings map sideways and backwards. This final tip applies to all things that you would train in Rocket League, but it is definitely the most essential. Make sure that you're constantly pushing yourself. Before slow-mo figure eights get mindlessly easy, try doing them at full speed. On ring maps, worry less about getting to a higher level than before, and worry more about getting to the next level faster than before. One day, I spent the majority of my time constantly doing levels 1 through 5 of Lethamir's ring map, just trying to beat the time that I got the previous attempts. I found that to be significantly more beneficial than flying slowly trying to beat the map. If any of these tips have helped you, I would sincerely appreciate your subscribing and liking. With how small my channel is, I truly notice every single sub. That's all I have for airroll advice. The only other advice that I can give is that this will take time, but hopefully with this advice you can progress faster than I did.